I want to shake. And your Yoruba man feel offended that why you extend, you're supposed to either bow or prostrate. So you have to also understand people's culture, understand certain things.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, now that you mentioned the Englishman, when Michelle Obama and Barack Obama went to visit the late Queen of England, Michelle now put her hand on the back of the Queen.
Yes,
oh my God,
incident.
the internet broke. Like, you're not supposed to do that to the Queen. You can't see, you maintain a distance. So it's good to really understand culture.
It's good to really understand culture and languages. If you don't understand a particular language, don't use it. Like in Yoruba now, there's a way you speak to someone who is your age mate, and so you speak to someone who is older than you. You have to put a kason, a kale.
Are you kidding?
Do you understand? That's for someone who's. But if you don't understand, you will just say kason, bawon.
Oh.
Do you understand? You are right. Translating in English, you are right, but you have to put that because the person is older than you.
That's respect.
That's respect. So let's quickly move on. It says here that dealing with other people effectively requires a combination of skills, self-awareness, and social intelligence to build strong relationships, resolve conflict, and achieve personal and professional goals.
So before you even go on, there's not only emotional intelligence, there's also social intelligence.
Yes, there is social intelligence. You have to be able to know how to socialize and not seem like the odd one out. You know, sometimes, I know our parents in their goodwill, they want to, I won't say cage. They don't like, they want to protect us from whatever they are trying to protect, they were trying to protect us from. So some people grow up without socializing, and it really affects them later on in life. So you have to also understand social intelligence, how to act when you're in public. I know for women, I know they say in public, women are not supposed to, when they laugh, they're not supposed to open their whole teeth. And
oh my God.
You know that. Even for men too, when you laugh, you're not supposed to be, do you understand? You also need to know table etiquette and so many things. When you're in a social gathering, you need to know how to act when you're in a social gathering. So that's just
wow. All right. Well, we have more on this. Dealing with other people refers to the process of interacting, communicating, and navigating relationships with individuals from diverse backgrounds, like we've been talking about. It also involves interacting with people with different personalities and perspectives. It involves one, interpersonal communication, verbal and non-verbal exchange of information, ideas, and emotions. Also, relationship management, this is Jermaine, building, maintaining, and resolving conflicts within personal and professional connections. Also, conflict resolution, addressing and finding mutually beneficial solutions to disagreements. This one is key. Empathy and understanding, recognizing and appreciating others' feelings, needs, and viewpoints. What is humanity without empathy? Nothing.
Yes.
That's it.
One of the points that you mentioned, conflict resolution. Now, in life, that's one thing I've found out, that there's no how you won't have disagreements with people, whether in work, your friends, and everything. But how you manage the situation would tell how far you can go in life. Because I found out that people who have had misunderstanding with, we came closer later on. So sometimes you might have a misunderstanding with someone and you'll be like, I don't like this person. But later on, if you guys find a way to resolve that and move on, you find out that you guys will be even stronger than ever. In
other words, you disagree to agree. Yes. Also, you have adaptability and flexibility, adjusting to different social situations, cultures, and personalities. We have more. I don't know if you quickly want to rush through
let's quickly. Dealing with other people while respecting boundaries, involves communicating clearly and assertively, setting and maintaining healthy limits, prioritizing consent, and seeking explicit agreement. This is very germane. Being mindful of power dynamics and privilege, respecting others respecting others no and not now without pressure and guilt. Sometimes when people say no, sometimes I feel when someone says no, respect that no. Don't say why. Nigerians are fond of when you say no, be like, why? So when someone says no, respect that no. Maybe later you could now ask. When he says no or not now, let it be.
Yeah.
All right, let's quickly move on. We have, let's quickly see if we can get more of that. All right, avoiding overstepping or pushing for more than someone's willing to give. Being open to feedback and adjusting boundaries as needed. Let's stop here. Being open to feedback and adjusting to boundaries as needed. Being open to feedback means accepting you are wrong, accepting certain things. You know, when you have disagreement with people and they tell you, oh, this is what and what you did, it's also good for you to understand and accept that, oh, this is what I need to work on this. Sometimes, you know, we Nigerians, we're always on the defensive, we're always on guard. So when someone tries to point out certain things, you'll be like, no. But it's also good to accept feedback. That way you can actually work on yourself.
You should also know who you are accepting feedback from. Some people just criticize, they don't critique.
Yeah.
Know when it's constructive criticism.
Yeah,
know
right
what to
too.
receive and what not to.
Yes, all right.
Yeah.
I think this is where we will end Banters and Etiquette this morning. Stay tuned. Let's see what's happening on the national dailies. Newspaper review is up next.
Do you know bad production can kill a great content idea?
Do you want or do you need a professional voiceover artist?
Do you simply want unmatched cinematography, video production, or just event coverage, such as weddings, birthdays, or burials?
Or do you need a space for meetings or conferences? All these are possible with High Impact Studios. Don't bring down your creativity, let's help you take it high.
And out of this world with our state-of-the-art equipment and first-class studio space.
We give you the quality you deserve at the best rate.
For more details, call 0706 393 5694 or 0915 958 1881. High Impact Studios, the future.
Always a pleasure to have you join us. This is the Breakfast Cafe right here on High Impact TV. Now, this is a segment where we get to take a look at the major headlines on the national dailies. And right now, I begin with the Daily Trust, and the major headline, middle strip here says, floods kill 7 in Jigawa and Kebbi. 2 writers to that story. I'll quickly take them. Submerged roads and farmlands displace hundreds in Bochi and Yobe. This is quite unfortunate, Olumide. Flooding, I thought we were over it.
Well, are we out of the raining season yet?
Well, close to.
Close to. But I wish next year,
this
we'll
won't
plan.
happen. Yes.
We will plan for this, because year in, year out, the National Emergency Management Agency, they come out and tell us affected areas to watch out for, states to watch out for, but it's like there's no preemptive measure put in place. What can we do? If it's necessary to relocate certain people from certain areas, let's do it. And if it's necessary, we channel. I don't even know the update about our dam. I remember the dam that was supposed to be opened from another country that was later stopped and all that. Let's channel this water somewhere. Or better still, if it's our drainage we need to fix. I mean, in Lagos, for instance, drainages in Lagos needs to be fixed. Dumping of refuge, anyhow, it needs to be, curtailed and all that. These are things that I feel the state government needs to put in action for next year. Let's not wait till January before we start to fix this thing. Let's start now.
Say no to fire brigade approach. That's what we're saying. All right, we have this other story here on the front page of the Daily Trust. Tinubu commissions CNG buses, swears in HOS. See where you can get the details of that. Let's see, page 6.
Hooray.
Yes. CNG buses are finally here. We also have this one here. Police trailed Sudan crisis. Let's take it. Police trailed Sudan crisis mastermind to Labour House. That's coming from the Inspector General. This is quite an allegation. Page 25 has details of that. I'll take it again. Police trail Sudan crisis mastermind to Labour House. Inspector General of Police. Above the masthead, we have Yakasai Yadudu caution Tinubu on new constitution. Ohaneze MBF back move. There's a debate here for and against a new constitution. We also have the story here. Probe 9 billion naira Olympics funding, stakeholders tell Tinubu.
I was expecting that.
You know, Olumide, yesterday...
Loan backs will come.
Yes, on the front page of the Vanguard yesterday, Sarah and I were talking about it. We also had Adeniyi jump on it. The Vanguard tagged it show of shame. They said at least, 9 billion naira spent with nothing to show for it. So you said you were respecting it.
I was expecting, because most of the time, I know, yes, we have our shortcomings when it comes to sports, but our team, they've always represented us in one. They've always represented us. They've always won in different categories.
They will bring back some medals.
They'll bring back some medals, but this time around, none.
None.
It's sad. And sport is something that cheers, that it's like our safe haven.
That's one uniting factor in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, and really, I expected that. So the amount now, 9 billion, what really happened? Well, let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens. Last but not least, on the front page of the Daily Trust, we have gunmen kill 12 in Taraba, Zamfara, Niger, and Kaduna. You go to page 5 for details of that story, and that wraps it up for us on the front page of the Daily Trust.
All right, from the Daily Trust newspaper, let's move on to the Punch newspaper this morning. It says here, federal government and governors reach 3-month agreement on local government allocation. We have just one right after that story. It says, government worried about 1990 era when local governments couldn't pay teachers workers' salary. This is coming from officials. I remember when we had last week we had the chairman of what's the name again, Ojuoye local government, and he was even happy about this new local government autonomy and all that, and he said that any local government chairman who is not doing what the people want or what the people deserve is not supposed to be there. I hope that with this, yes, it's a good thing that we have local government autonomy, but it's like they say, new innovations bring new problems. This is a very good concern, and I like it that it's being put forward now. It's a very good concern, the ability to pay teachers and workers' salary. It's something that needs to be looked at. However, I would also implore the federal government to find a way of doing checks and balances. I don't know how it would be possible for the federal government to be checking the local government. I mean, we have so many local governments, about 700 and something local governments in Nigeria. So how would they be able to check them, since the governors are like hands off now? So there have to be some form of mechanism to check them.
I agree.
So let's quickly move on. Just above the masthead here, we have this one. It says here, Protest, inflation top as council state meets today. Protest, inflation tops as council meets today. I wanted to ask, and I don't know whether I would see it in any of the newspapers, the minimum wage, has it been implemented? Has anyone been receiving?
That's the thing. We've not seen anything yet.
Not heard anything.
You remember the last thing we heard about it was governors saying they can't do 70.
Yes, and they were saying that inflation was part of the things that would crop up if this minimum. So I hope that I know that President Tinubu has signed it, but has it been implemented now?
Yeah.
That's another thing to worry about. Now, besides that, we have marketers project 600 naira per liter for Dangote petrol. I was thinking like 400 or 300. 600 is like, it's back to the last year.
Except if there's going to be a progressive reduction eventually.
Eventually, I hope so. But I mean, 300 for a start is not bad, or 400 for a start.
Yeah.
But 600, I mean, when fuel subsidy was 500 and something.
Yes.
So starting with 600, well, I see how that would go. And I hope it would retrogress. It won't move up.
Yeah.
Besides that, we have this one. It says here, Tinubu unveils 30 hybrid CNG buses. Well, that's a good one, but 30 across 36 states, which means maybe 6 states. That's even if it's shared one per state. I mean, 6 states.
Or maybe this is just for starters. Maybe this is just the first tranche of it.
Yes, but which state? How would it be shared now?
That's the thing. I think we'll get details of that particular story, page 10.
All right, yes. And below that, we have Russian flag. Please move suspect to Abuja, plans sedition charges. Beside that, Mohbad's family opposes late singer's anniversary event. And lastly, revenue-generating agencies fail to remit 4 trillion naira. That's according to FAAC. And I think that's all we have right now coming from the Punch newspaper.
All right, let's quickly move over to the Vanguard. And on the front page of the Vanguard here, major headline, distress as harsh economy forces shutdown of over 50 firms. Number of riders, let's see if we can take them all. 80%, others in low capacity utilization. Let me take that again. 80%, others in low capacity utilization. Over 100,000 employees thrown into job market, and Labour begs federal government to intervene. Olumide, this is a huge concern. Over 100,000 employees thrown into job market. Now people are crying of, poverty. Now imagine if you don't even have a job.
That's one of my worries concerning this new minimum wage, especially the organized private sector. How will they be able to adjust to this new? I was talking with my auntie, and she was like, where's she going to get 70,000 to pay her maid in the house or her cleaners? How is she going to handle it? And we're all just joking, but it's actually a serious thing. And I don't know how the federal government, I don't know how state government are going to do this. It's much of a concern.
And this is a call to Labour to really get down, look at this, and see how to deal with this as well. Above the masthead now, Tinubu commissions 30 hybrid CNG buses. This is a common theme across all the national dailies. And then this other story here says, alleged 5.4 billion naira salaries, CBN, FBN Holdings ask court to dismiss the Baikan Capital's suit. Let's just go below the middle strip. 2024 WASC credit passes in English, maths lower than 2023 figure. That is disturbing.
Very disturbing.
Well, yeah, page 8 has details of that story. Also on the front page of the Vanguard, you have this one here, Southeast monarchs, clergy decry ethnic profiling of Igbo. Page 11 has details of that story. Also, Shuaibu resumes as Edo Deputy Gov. Oh my gosh, he returned from the dead. One writer, he is an imposter. That's coming from the government. I mean, I'm thinking, how did they even work together? Because obviously there is a thick wall between the governor and his deputy.
Yes.
How are they going to cope?
Well, politics, well, they say in politics there's no permanent enemy or permanent friend. So I think they should be able to patch things.
Yeah, but government is calling him an imposter.
I mean,
Is he?
I don't know about that. They would have to go to court to prove that.
Absolutely. Well, let's find out what this other story here is saying on the front page of Vanguard. Catholic bishops to the federal government save Nigerians from multi-dimensional poverty. This is huge, I'm telling you. It's not just poverty, but it's multi-dimensional poverty, and that is coming from the Catholic bishops, and it's directed to the federal government. Page 9 has details of that story. This one here says we'll engage market leaders to check exploitative pricing. This is coming from FCCPC Buzz. Finally, someone is listening. This is what analysts have been calling for across board. Crash the price of foodstuff.
Yes.
That would douse the anger in town.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you just go to page 26 for details of that story, and that wraps it up for us on the front page of the Vanguard.
All right, lastly, it's the Guardian newspaper, and it says here, the headline reads, Federal government may miss 2025 target as 136 million Nigerians lack internet access. Wow. That's quite huge. National broadband plan. Federal government may miss 2025 target as 136 million Nigerians lack internet access. Apart from even those who have this internet, is it reliable?
That's the thing. I
mean, last month, couple of months, the internet crashed. We're having so many failures, and even when we're having our Zoom calls and all, so many. So I mean, this is not rocket science. It's like not. I don't know why it's like this, and especially when you have friends or relatives calling you from abroad and the network, they always believe it's your network. They don't believe it's their network
because they have it good over there.
They have it good over there. So I don't know what we can do. I mean, the figures are there, the percentages are there, and it's not looking good. But well, let's see what the government can still do about this. We have court throws out application to bar Nigerians from further protest against hunger. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
At least this is something good. This is something good. Yeah. Below that, we have Tinubu rolls out locally made CNG buses to ease transportation.
This is a good caption.
It's a good caption.
Locally made.
Now, in as much as they are locally made CNG buses, I think they also need to put a cap on transportation fares. We need to know how we're going to do this, because running on CNG buses is one thing, but will it be affordable now? Because that's the essence of it all. It's a palliative, right? To help reduce the what's it called, consequences of the economic reforms of this. So I believe a system should be put in place to put a price cap, just like the BRT buses. Put a price cap on it and let it stay like that. I agree. For as long as you want it, existing. Beside that, we have Nigeria-bound vessels pay $620 million war risk insurance premium. Below that, Shuaibu resumes as Edo State Deputy Governor. Below that, NYSA invalidates certificate of 101 UNICAL graduates. Wow. 101 UNICAL graduates. And lastly, Labour vows to picket state on failure to implement new minimum. I was just saying that. I was just saying that. So, I mean, yes, I think Labour, this is not the time for them to just fall down and say, oh, we've done it. They need to now see through that it is implemented in all states. Not just implemented. Governors should not go back to that habit of owing people, because this is just the first year, or a year has passed. Let's say a year has passed, so they have 3 more years to make this thing actually work, and let's see how it can benefit Nigerians. Labour should also ensure that more civil servants do not lose their jobs. That's another thing. And I know Labour, it's been said that Labour, they are always concerned about civil servants. They need to find a way to also pull in the organized private sector, because labor should be for all, not just civil servants. So I don't know how they're going to do it, but maybe they need to meet with stakeholders and see how they can, put something in place to make sure that people in the organized private sector do not also lose their jobs. Absolutely. Too. So I think this is where we would call it for now. Let's go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll bring in our guest. Please stay tuned.
Well, if you just joined us, this is the Breakfast Cafe right here on High Impact TV, and it's always a pleasure to have you join us. And this is the second part of this segment where we get to take a look at the major headlines on the national dailies. And right now we are being joined by Dr. Kayode. Good morning.
Yes, it's always my pleasure joining you early in the morning like this, giving Nigerians hope that either anybody likes it or not, is going to be well with our country.
Amen. Oh, I love your upbeat mood this morning. It's good. It's contagious. I like it. All right.
Yes, and I hope you are going to allow us to also discuss that labor issue you mentioned.
All right. Let's start with that. Let's start with that. Yeah, you have the floor. Let's talk about it. Mm.
Yes. You see, I've been saying it, that labor needs to change its narratives in terms of minimum wage. They should start talking about sustainable minimum wage. Agreed. Labor has now been given 70,000 naira as minimum wage. But the issue is this: can you compare the value of this 70,000 naira to the value of the former 30,000 naira? Either is paid, either now. Petroleum prices, petroleum product prices had reached the roof level. Electricity tariff has increased. When I buy 10,000 naira token before, it normally gives me about 147 units. But now that 10,000 naira is giving me less than 45 units.
Which
are you with me? Now tell me, how sustainable is that selling sector? Are those people going to increase salaries also to minimum of 70,000 naira? I was talking with a friend of mine yesterday that has an hotel. I said, now that minimum wage has been increased to 70,000, are you going to increase your workers, the minimum paid here, 70,000? How are you going to be able to finance that? What am I saying here? Labor should go beyond asking for increase. Rather, talking about bringing down the rate of inflation. For instance, let them tell the government and ensure that pump price of petrol should come down. Pump price of petrol should come down. Electricity tariff should come down. When those two comes down, prices of commodities, goods and services will also come down. And by so doing, it will now have a multiplier effect on all workers, either organized labor or private sector. All right? So asking for 70, okay, what's the importance of this 70,000 naira now? To what extent will this 70,000 naira be able to purchase goods and services that labor had been talking about? So are you now saying that you are going back to the drawing board again to ask for cushion effect of this? So it is appalling when labor is asking for increases without talking about the rate of inflation.
Yeah.
Because the moment you put it there, that sustainable, the moment you put sustainable minimum living wage there, government will have known that any little increase in anything will affect that. That means that sustainability has also been distorted. The equilibrium of that sustainability has been distorted. So they have to also increase wages by the percentage of that distortion. Not until when Labour decide to leave his comfortable armchair and then move towards looking outside the box. I'm telling you, Nigerian workers, either organized labor or in private sector, will keep on suffering.
Very interesting. Now, you mentioned something about them trying to reduce petrol, and one of the headlines says that marketers are hoping that petrol price from the Dangote refinery will be 600 rand. Nigerians were hoping for something less. What's your thought on this?
Yes, the problem we are facing in this country, lack of culture of honor and integrity, lack of culture of honor and integrity from the leaders, inclusive political leaders, religious leaders, traditional leaders, economic leaders, because they are all coming together, conniving together against the people. In the first instance, should we even be buying petrol for more than 80 naira per liter in this country? Should we? When pump price was at 190 naira per liter, NNPC was making a profit of 100 naira per liter. So tell me, what is it that is now making us to be buying petrol at that price, even the present price? What? Talking of Dangote refinery, we are all aware of the problems Dangote have been facing with that particular refinery, to the extent that even a section of it, we read it in the papers. I was not there. We had it in the news that a section of it got burnt of recent. So we have all seen the series of sabotage coming in to Dangote, trying to reduce the pump price of petrol in this country. We have also seen the extent of the international community frustrating Dangote refinery through series of do they call it IOC or whatever they call it? What concerns them? There is nothing we are facing in this country other than lack of culture of honor and integrity. Listen to this. The world powers, they even said it, that with Dangote refinery coming into operation is going to distort their activities in the world, especially in Europe. We all read it. So are you now saying the comfortability of Nigerians is now going to distort your lifestyle in Europe? Imagine, if not because of the coup in Egypt, so many people will not know the kind of experiences that Nigerians have been experiencing in the hands of the French people. But we will not know. They don't want us to grow. They don't want us to have respite. They don't want us to have good living, because they know the moment we are able to have good accommodation, good feeding, education, health, and other social infrastructure, we will be comfortable enough to be able to develop our society and then make Africa the new leader of the world, which they don't want. And that's why they have been, one way or the other, installing leaders over us through our political elite, the religious elite, the traditional elite, and the economic elite. So not until when the people, we the people, you and I, decide to hold the bull by the horn and say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Honestly speaking, when sin know nothing yet, and what is it that I have now been preaching to the people? It's nothing other than we having ideological democratic system. Ideological democratic system instead of democracy of survivor. Democracy of survivor in terms of people coming to us, giving us palliatives as a form of propaganda, as if they are nice to us. They are not nice to you. I'm telling you. Somebody coming to tell you that he is going to give you free bags of rice, free Maggi, free beans, free Indomie, free spaghetti. No, the person doesn't like you.
All right, Doctor.
Because even both the Bible and the Quran, including our traditional religion, emphasize it that who doesn't work will not eat. That is, we don't believe, especially Africans, we don't believe in free things. We don't believe in free things. When anybody is giving you a free thing, it's a bait. It's not like you setting a trap for a rat. You are now putting a bait there. The rat will look at it, free food. Not knowing that it's a bait. All this is a bait. We need to look for leaders who are ready to take us out of the doldrum that the Western world had imposed on us in Africa and especially in Nigeria. Because they know immediately Nigeria gets itself together, immediately Nigeria is emancipated from the excruciating pace in which it's experiencing now, then Nigeria as a leader in Africa will be able to bring other Africans together to release ourselves from the subjugations of this Western world. And I'm telling you, we have to keep on preaching that ideological democracy.
All right, you talked about ideological democracy. Not too long ago, former President Olusegun Obasanjo called for Afro-democracy. So you seem to join the roll call of people who are saying that democracy, the Western form of democracy, is not working for Nigeria.
No!
Yeah.
I will not join anybody to say that. Even when we are talking of Afro-democracy, when it is not pinned on ideology that considers the people as the major tenet of leadership, it is still wrong.
Okay.
Look at the normal democracy we are practicing. Look at what is happening in America now. All of them have been saying can be hinged on survival of the people. On survival of the people. Not on palliative. No. Real. We are not talking about real dividends of democracy. Not the fake one. Now, when we are talking about democracy, between you and me, there is nothing wrong with democracy in Nigeria and in Africa. The only thing that is wrong there is the people. The people that are leading, that are the leading figures there. The people that are also following them, because they have refused to put on the fluorescent in their head to be able to discern what is good and what is bad.
All right, can you hold on, because we have 2 minutes to wrap this up. Talking about a system that works for Nigeria, if you take a look at the front page of the Punch, major headline says federal government and governors reach 3 months agreement on local government allocations. And then the rider, that's where I want you to focus on. Government is worried about 1990 era when local government couldn't pay teachers, workers' salaries. What's your take on this? Just 2 minutes, sir.
You see, when you're talking about local government, the state government, and the federal government, each and every one of them has constitutional stipulations as regards their functions. All right?
Yeah.
And a corollary to that has to do with allocation of resources. Allocation of resources. To what extent are these local governments being allocated the resources that are due to them? Again, to what extent are these local governments allowed to exploit and annex the resources domiciled within their local government? You know, those are two issues. Because you are supposed to exploit and manage the resources within your local government, while at the same time get subvention from the federal government as stipulated by the Constitution. So when those two are being put together and then being allowed to go accordingly as stipulated by our Constitution, what do you think is going to be the problem with the local government? Because the local government is closer to the people. The people will be able to go to their council and then ask questions. Both the chairman and the councillors live among the people, not too far from them, trekking distances. Unlike when you ask me now to move from my domain in Ifakojayi to Alausa, which one do you think will be cheaper for me to go? I rather go to the council within my local government than traveling to Alausa. So if that being the case, there is no way local government will not be able to pay salaries, especially when the locals can realize what I call the other time ideological democracy.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Kayode Adedaya. We do appreciate it. It's always refreshing to get your thoughts. We do, of course, hope to get again from you.
Yes, thank you.
It's my pleasure being with you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You know, there's something he said which caught my attention, which got me thinking. He said, can you compare when minimum wage was 30,000 naira to what it is now?
That was the clincher.
And it took me back to that time, that era of 30,000 and how things were, the prices of things. And I'm like, wow, we have a long way to go. We have a lot of things to fix, because if you look at what food prices is, 70,000 naira cannot cover it.
So based on what he said, increasing the amount of minimum wage, it's not that that's not what's going to solve the problem.
Going to solve the problem.
It's overarching. You have to take a look at the root of the problem in the first place. Crash the price of goods, treat the inflationary wahala we are facing right now.
Exactly.
Time for us to take a short break. When we come back, the show continues. Stay with us.
Something big is in town. Something powerful and majestic. A mammoth creation destined to become a legend by all who encounter it. High Impact Planet, Nigeria's biggest family theme park, with facilities designed for friends, families, or large groups under a relaxing atmosphere. Be welcomed by wowing displays of animatronics, thrill out with realistic arcade games, or enjoy a number of thrilling heart-racing park rides. Experience the 5D and 12D cinemas and challenge your mates with bumper cars and go-kart races. Don't forget to slide into the ice rink or simply take time out to enjoy a pizza at our delightful restaurant and dessert spot, or at the exquisite club lounge. High Impact Planet, 12 Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Ibafo, opposite MFM Prayer City. Visit high-impactplanet.com for details and inquiries. Fun just got real. Find your limits. Go go-karting. High Impact Planet. Fun just got real.
Stealthily, stealthily, stealthily.
Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, it is the Breakfast Cafe, and this is the segment called Views from the Net. This is where we throw out a question and you get your opinion, your thoughtful opinion. And don't forget also that we are now on YouTube at High Impact Studio, so you can watch us live on YouTube and of course on Facebook. And of course the phone lines are also open: 0812182 0154, 0812182 So the question for today is quite interesting. I love this question. I love this question. It's already cracking me up. All right. Now, so it says here, what is your go-to Sakpa food when you are broke? So Sakpa means broke. So Sakpa food, you understand that. So what is your go-to Sakpa food when you are broke? Let me start with Vivian. What is your go-to Sakpa food when you know that, yes, it's turning red?
You know that meal they call okpa?
Yes.
It's made from bambara nut.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like the bean cake, moi moi.
Exactly.
Wow. For me, back in school, go to Sakpa food was either gari, granite. If you're lucky, have coconut.
Ah, okay. Now coconut is it's a rich man's
It's
meal.
a rich man's food. Now, even gari these days, you know, I remember back in school also, we had this friend. That guy can cook delicious beans. So whenever we are broke, we'll just contribute money and, you know, we'll bring him home and he will cook these amazing beans. I never liked beans, but when I'm broke, I mean, beans was always sweet to me.
Beans now.
Beans
Gosh.
now, no, it's a luxury.
Ah.
It's a luxury. Even noodles right now is luxury. I remember even during my NYSC, once I get my alawi like this, I make sure I buy a pack of noodles. So I know that, yes, when I go broke, I fall back on that. I can start eating rice and the rest, but when I go broke, I fall back on it. But these days, all those things have become luxury. Even gari these days has become luxury.
That's so worrying. Well, let's find out what Babatunde from Ijebu is saying. Cassava flakes with grounded nuts. Now, cassava flakes, in case you don't know, is gari.
It's gari.
Gari with grounded nuts. If NEPA is not sick for the day, then with ice cold pure water. That's gari with very chilled water. And then Babatunde says, formerly noodles, that's like Olumide said, formerly noodles has its days, but the price has gone up. Cassava flakes will forever and ever be saving lives and affordable to some extent.
Yes.
And by the way, today is one of those days.
I like that. I like that.
That
Cassava
is a
flakes has
good
been
one.
saving lives since the 80s, since the 70s. I can tell you, there's nobody who has passed through the 4 walls of university or school who will not give you that experience of what cassava or how cassava flakes has saved his or her life.
I'm telling you, you do cassava flakes or gari. Gari. You do gari with groundnuts,
Yeah,
right?
I've drank gari with water from the well.
Oh my gosh, there's a
That
word
was-
combination the producer just talked about. He said gari and suya.
Yes.
Oh
Interesting.
gosh, I've never done it before.
Yes, it's interesting. Yes, with fried fish.
Oh
too.
my God, that's
fried fish it goes well. But those things are when even that's a rich. That sounds even like luxury
yeah.
to me.
I mean, I was going to ask you, have you done gari with kuli kuli?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I do that. I also do gari with palm kernel.
Oh, wow, I never tried that before.
Producer said that's the one I
But I know the one that
Okay.
goes well is gari. You break coconut into it. It's
awesome.
It's awesome. And if you have ice block, you can break it into it. It goes well.
Whoa! All right, I think you got more.
Yes, this is Queen from Great Yaba Tech. She says, when I'm broke, my go-to Sakpa food is noodles with veggies. This doesn't look like Sakpa food to me. I love how affordable and filling it is. I can buy a packet of noodles for just 200 naira and add some veggies like carrot, green beans, or peas to make it more nutritious. It's my quick fix when I'm low on cash. Well, these days,
200
noodles-
naira. Can you even get noodles for 200? And
You
it looks
can't.
like just one pack is enough for Queen. Maybe she doesn't eat much.
Maybe she doesn't eat one, but I don't even know that amount. 200 naira these days, I don't think so. I don't think so. You have, I
have Dari from Lagos.
Yes.
And Dari from Lagos says, my Sakpa food of choice is akara with bread and a dash of pepper sauce.
I like that dash.
Yes, a dash of pepper sauce. It's a classic Nigerian breakfast combo that never goes out of style. I can get akara for 200 naira and a loaf of bread for 300 naira. It's a breakfast that keeps me going till lunchtime. It makes sense, Dari.
Yeah, it's actually filling. When you buy the akara, put it inside the bread and eat it. I remember too when I was working somewhere. I can't remember where I was working. Whenever we don't have money, just buy akara. Buy like the big ones. Buy like 3 with bread and drink water.
And you're good.
You're good for the day. I'm telling you, you're good for the day.
Akara, by the way, guys, is bean cake.
Yes.
Yeah, just to put that out. All right, you got
Yes,
Mercy.
I have this one. This is Mercy from Abuja. She says, when I'm broke, I opt for gari with sugar and milk. Wow. Sugar and milk. That's quite good. It's a simple but satisfying meal that's easy on the wallet. I can buy a bag of gari for 200 naira and it lasts me a while. 200 naira gari? Where? All right. It says, I just add some sugar and milk to taste, and I'm good to go. This is Mercy from Abuja. 200 naira. I'd like to know where you're getting that Gary from.
All right, so I've got Zainab from Mina, that's in Niger State. Zainab says, my go-to Sakpa food is tuwo shinkafa with miyan kubewa.
This is quite a meal.
Yeah, tuwo shinkafa is a tuwo rice that you turn into food, like semovita and all of that. It's a northern Nigerian staple that's both affordable and nutritious. I can get a plate of tuwo shinkafa for 150 naira and a bowl of miyan kubewa for 100 naira. It's a hearty meal that fills me up.
I think I've had that. Yes, I've had tuwo shinkafa. I've had this is what they call masa.
Yes, that's masa.
Yes, I've had those things. It's quite interesting. You should try it also.
Yeah.
I have this one. Shegun from Lagos. Shegun says, when I'm broke, I go for okpa, just like you.
See?
Okpa soup with fufu. Wow. Have you tried that before?
I've never done. I don't even know there's an okpa soup. Oh.
Okpa soup with fufu. It's comforting meal. It's a comforting meal that's easy on the wallet. I can buy a bowl of okpa soup and a wrap of fufu. It's a filling meal that never fails to hit the spot. I know fufu, yes. It's 2 wraps. Some people can go 3. I mean, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But 2 wraps, I know it's filling. These are food that when you take it, you know, especially people who are working, they can relate to this.
Yeah, what soup do you do though?
I like if it's just ewedu.
Okay.
Ewedu or okra.
Okay.
Those are good for me.
Yeah. So we got Mary from Ikorodu. Mary said, my Sakpa food of choice is abacha with plantain.
It's a rich man's food.
Mary also says it's a tasty snack that's both affordable and nutritious. I can get a plate of abacha and a few plantain for, she didn't now say the price. It's a satisfying snack that keeps me going till the next day. Wow.
Wow.
As long as I see water to drink. Oh my gosh. Okay.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
This one, okay, this person said his name, but let me read it out. When I'm broke, I opt for moi moi, that's bean cake with gari, cassava flakes. It's a comforting snack that's both affordable and nutritious. I can buy a plate of moi moi and a bag of gari that can keep me going, at least manage it till I'm able to sort myself out. And I like the last sentence. Sakpa is real with the emoji.
Oh my gosh. Well, I got Josephine from Scotland, and Josephine says there is really no. I can even use my last cash to eat what I want. I don't have any Sakpa food per se. Okay.
I like Josephine. She's the type they say you only live once. You know, there are some times when you have you have just maybe just 1,000 naira and you're like, I'm just going to buy what I want to buy, and whatever happens the next day, no problem.
So if it's pepper soup that catches your fancy, like I'm longing for today, if it's just 5K you have for pepper soup, you go do it.
Just go do it and you forget about tomorrow. Whatever happens tomorrow, I die. All right, this one is Ice from Oshun. It says, na bread and beans, so it go full belly, you go just the top pan with water. Yes, I agree. When I was in secondary school, you know, you buy bread, you put a hole inside it, and you put this beans they call ewa going. You put it inside and you eat it. For the rest of it, just be topping it with water.
That's like burger, right?
Something like that. It's filling. You know, I don't really eat beans, but beans and bread for me, or beans and rice is good. But see that beans and bread, every worker knows about it.
Wow.
This
is like a secret, an open secret.
It's an open secret. I mean, it takes you throughout the day. You don't have to buy any other thing again.
So, well, thank you for the, how will I say it now, information. We got Damilola from Lagos. Last but not least, Dami just says, Buns and Gari, shikena.
Buns and Gari. Yeah. I'm trying to understand the combination. I know.
Yes.
I know Buns has some Buns. Yes, Buns has egg inside, right?
Yes.
So I'm trying to understand how it will taste.
No. Yeah, Buns has egg, yeah?
Yeah, it has egg inside.
Buns and Gari. Yes. I really have not tried it. I can't even wrap my head around it.
It doesn't have egg. Okay, that's egg roll. Egg roll has egg inside. So
no, but the squashed egg.
Yes.
It's mixed. I think there's egg and butter in Buns.
In the preparation, I think.
In the preparation.
Yes.
Oh, there's no egg, it's butter. Okay, thank you, producer.
So I'm trying to wonder how it would taste. Maybe the buns is supposed to be the sugar to the gari, or I don't understand.
Or maybe the gari already has sugar.
Okay.
I think it's going to be soaked gari and buns.
Yes, soaked gari.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how that is.
Oh my God, that's weird. The producer just said you cut the buns inside the gari. See the expression on Olumide's face. It tells you, gosh.
I don't know how that would taste. I mean, it's like soaking bread inside tea.
Yeah, gosh. Let's not do it.
All right, I think that's all we have right now from the Views from the Net. Stay tuned. We still have a whole lot more coming up on the Breakfast Cafe.
Laconic, laconic, laconic.
Do you know bad production can kill a great content idea?
Do you want to have a photo shoot, audio production, or do you need a professional voiceover artist?
Do you simply want unmatched cinematography, video production, or just event coverage, such as weddings, birthdays, or burials?
Or do you need a space for meetings or conferences? All these are possible with High Impact Studios. Don't bring down your creativity. Let's help you take it high.
And out of this world with our state-of-the-art equipment and first-class studio space.
We give you the quality you deserve at the best rate.
For more details, call 0706 393 5694 or 0915 958 1881. High Impact Studios, the future.
Something big is in town. Something powerful and majestic. A mammoth creation destined to become a legend by all who encounter it. High Impact Planet, Nigeria's biggest family theme park with facilities designed for friends, families, or large groups under a relaxing atmosphere. Be welcomed by wowing displays of animatronics, thrill out with realistic arcade games, or enjoy a number of thrilling heart-racing park rides. Experience the 5D and 12D cinemas and challenge your mates with bumper cars and go-kart races. Don't forget to slide into the ice rink or simply take time out to enjoy a pizza at our delightful restaurant and dessert spot or at the exquisite club lounge. High Impact Planet, 12 Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Ibafo, opposite MFM Prayer City. Visit high-impactplanet.com for details and inquiries. Fun just got real. Find your limits. Go go-karting. High Impact Planet. Fun just got real.
Welcome back. It's still the Breakfast Cafe, and of course this is where we get to talk about topical issues, and the topic for today is quite an interesting one. It has to do with personal protection. Now, personal protection and situational awareness are fundamental concepts that play a crucial role in ensuring one's safety and security in various situations. Personal protection encompasses a range of strategies and practices aimed at safeguarding oneself from potential harm or danger. Now, this can include physical self-defense techniques, carrying out personal safety devices such as alarms or pepper spray, and being aware of one's surrounding at all times. Now, by equipping oneself with necessary tools and knowledge, individuals can better protect themselves in threatening situations. Awareness is closely related to personal protection, and it involves being attuned with one's environment, understanding potential risk, and being prepared, to respond effectively to unforeseen circumstances. It's about maintaining a heightened sense of awareness, observing surroundings for any signs of danger, and being ready to take action, to ensure personal safety. Let's put a pause on this. I have a special guest here. I think he has become a family to High Impact Studios. Please welcome Aratukun. Femi Arato Kumalo.
That's correct. Yeah. Good morning.
You're now our in-laws. Let me
He is a friend of the house.
He's a friend of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Call in-law, call friend of the house, call everything,
All
husband, wife.
It's great to have you, back again.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And let me say good morning, Nigerians, and good morning, everyone watching from everywhere, all over the world today.
You know, when Olumide talked about arming yourself with pepper spray, I saw you laughing.
Do we have that in Nigeria? Do people use that in Nigeria? I know abroad they have that, but in Nigeria, pepper spray.
Well, basically, let me start. You see, I'll tell you why this topic seems a bit funny to me, because I think for the very first time in Nigeria, this is the first time I'm actually having a program like this that's got to do with personal protection and situational awareness, which I personally, that's why I've been trained in how to protect vulnerable people and VIPs and the elites. Even in UK, I actually, I was part of the team for the former Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, the UK. So I know the whole strategy, the day in, day out, how things are actually done. And this is one of the key things I've actually been doing in Nigeria, and which I've equally produced a whole number of team security personnel who are equally, protecting vulnerable people and VIPs in Nigeria today. So it is not just all about the pepper spray. It's understanding what is personal protection. That is what the thing is. However, there's a twist to it. We're calling people to come and protect us. But the question is this: how well protected are they before they can protect us? A typical example, if you go to the police yard or police station today, you request for police officers that you need protection for your VIP coming from abroad, or you want to go somewhere within the country, you need police protection. But they themselves, do they have the protection, the right protection, before they can protect you? So before you think of protecting any elite or vulnerable people, you that want to protect someone must have the right equipment all surrounding you to protect the people you want to protect. To protect yourself before you can protect people. Remember, once the person protecting people or protecting someone is down, obviously you're left on your own. So where's the protection? So one key thing, our security architecture should get right. NSA, Nigerian police, and all security agencies in Nigeria these days. Do we give the right protection to people protecting us?
That's another twist. That's another angle you're coming from. It's quite a different angle.
Because it's a very valid question.
Yes, it is.
If you go to the national dailies, almost every day you hear how terrorists or bandits are killing one soldier or police officer.
I've just given you the clue to it. How do we protect those protecting us? Do we provide the right tools, the right equipment? Do we give them the right understanding of training they need, the strategies, the techniques, just like you mentioned? Sadly, some of them are beginning to get it, but at what rates? Do we have politics being played around it as well again? It's another twist to it. So it's a whole lot. But don't get me wrong, creating peace in the country is expensive. Equally, providing security strategy to create that peace is as expensive as any other thing. So we provide, we give budget to all the security, how do I put it, architectural designs in Nigeria, but do we actually see it physically? Go to your police stations today around here. Look at your security domain. Go to banks, go to clubs, go to everywhere. How well protected are these guys? Do they have the right welfare? That will give them the boost, the morale to, like, you know what, I need to do my job. If I tell people that, I do the same thing you do, they're like, no, Organo be so. No. But security is something that you should be happy to, like, yes, this is who I am. But in Nigeria, you see them, even when you call them, they're not really happy to even assist, to help, except they kind of like, they have a push, they have a boost, they have the morale to tell you that this is exactly what I want to do. And that is what they will do. Are we equally exposing them to the right technology at the moment? Is another thing. Do they even have the understanding of weapon safety? self-defense, just like you mentioned. What are the right tools they need to have with them? Do they have the core backup support if anything should happen? Are they paid what they are meant to be paid?
Good. So commensurate remuneration is essential.
It's essential. Very, very essential. If you think life is not expensive or life is cheap, try and work alone as a big man yourself, or as a lead or VIP you call yourself, and hold the millions yourself. And you imagine how you're going to be shaking with what you have. It's your money, right? You own it, you work for it. But can you actually do everything yourself? You need protection of certain team, certain people to work with you. For them to work with you, the question is this: are you giving them the right welfare? Remember, something just happened that somebody was killed, the house help, this, that, A, X, Y, Z. People are not really going down into what sort of welfare are you giving your team, your security team? I've heard instances of cases, VIP will fly by jet to somewhere and they will tell their security team, come by road.
Wow.
VIP is indoor eating, having meeting, luxury meals and everything, and the next thing, oh yeah, you boys, go and eat 1,000 naira food. And you want them to protect you. With what? Let's get it straight. We're not yet there in the country. We just talk about it, but we're not acting it or walking it. We're just talking it.
So psychology comes into it as well.
Absolutely. This is why whenever I'm having my training program in Nigeria, I come up with different ideas. Practically, you can see as a state-of-the-art materials that should be used for training and how security officers should be treated as well.
You know, there's something he said, you said earlier on that you were involved in the protection of the UK's former Prime Minister.
Absolutely.
Now, this is a question I want to ask.
Yeah.
How big a role does intelligence come into play?
You see, when it comes to intelligence, it will definitely play from the start of any operations you want to go for. Because there's what you call the brief, there's what you call the brief on the job, and there's what you call the debrief after the whole operation is being, you finish your operation, something has got to come back as a feedback. That what lessons have we learned? What do we need to improve? How do we improve it? What capacity do we need to go in case something like this should happen next time? So intelligence is a key thing that will always play a part when it comes to security. It does play a part in the country, but my own area of concern is this: are we actually playing it well, or we just play it on the basis, on the phases of politics, or we just put partisan or whatever we can call it, or like, man no man who knows who into it? Are we actually putting the right intelligent guys there to do this job for us? Everybody can work as police officers or DSS, but you need some experts, some ideas, perhaps maybe from the criminology students department. Bring them in, let them do their job, let them tell you how good they are and how they can actually work with you in good collaboration. All we need is peace in the country. Every day we see people dying, menace of robberies and a whole lot of things. We don't care about it. And when it comes to personal protection again, we keep missing one single soul. We keep missing a department. Those are the drivers. The drivers will drive the VIP and whoever is protecting the VIP.
The VIP.
So how well trained are the drivers? You see your VIP in an SUV fortified vehicle, and your protectors, Hilux. Who does that? I see that a lot of it, and I shake my head and no. If these guys are gone, I would just say to start doing frog jump. Because you've exposed them to the real threat, thinking, oh, by them in Hilux and all these funny vehicles, they are protecting you. No, it's just a joke. So drivers are key. They are essential as your VIP. The drivers are as essential as anything, like those protecting the VIPs or the team as well. So it's a teamwork. But sadly, we do not have the teamwork when it comes to protection.
Thank you so much for that. We've been talking about the VIP. Let's come down to the common man. Let's come down to the common man.
It is still the same thing. When we are to come down to the common man, we all go to different kind of events. We go to Owambes, different things. Protection starts from the event planner. Do they understand what protection is at all? Do they carry the event security team with them from the start? That this is what we need. if you have a capacity of 300, 400 in Nigeria today, how many security team do you want to have? When you're choosing a team, remember, it should consist of 2 people, male and female. But you go to some events, all you see there is male. So if there's a situation there that involves a woman or a female person, how do you want a male security officer to attend to situational awareness around there? A typical situational awareness is maybe she's suffering from breathing. Now, how do you perform CPR with a woman, a man, woman in this situation? Obviously, people like, this, that. Remember, you want to do the chest compression and you want to give the choke mouth to mouth.
Yes.
So you're putting these guys in a compromising situation. Not that they can't do it, but what's going to be people's reaction when they see videos and pictures of AXYZ? So let them understand certain situation goes a long way. The same thing happens with secondary schools, primary schools, kindergarten schools as well. What do we know? How do we help them? These gate officers around these areas, do they really understand what protection simply means in the first place? The traffic police officers, do they understand what protection simply means? Remember, we're talking about ordinary men on the street now. And the closest people to them are the last man. The Lagos State Neighborhood Safety Corps,
Yes.
the police officers, the traffic warden, and the member of the public as well. Within our community, within our streets, when we're having this end of the month meeting, what exactly are they deliberating about?
Right. Okay.
Do they actually bring up what I call security drills? That, you know what, in case we have this situation here, this is what we need to do, this is what we need to do. How do we maintain all the stuff? We all pay levels within our street, our community, for safety and all the rest.
Yes.
But exactly where are they channeling all these resources to? Is the question we need to ask.
$1,000,000
So
question.
supporting
Yeah.
ourselves, supporting our community in terms of protection, situational awareness goes a long way.
It does.
The same thing with farmers, and the same thing with one particular body in Nigeria that I've not seen anything. That is the NURT, National Union of Road Transport Workers.
Okay. How do they come in, or how? What,
Absolutely,
what are
how
the
do they come in?
expectations?
They transport us from AXYZ, from different towns, cities to another. If there's a situation awareness in the vehicle or in their vehicles, what happens?
Like the one chance.
The one chance, somebody having difficulties in breathing again, who's going to help? I have seen a case like that. You know, it was actually, it trended for a long time on Instagram about somebody having a seizure and nobody knows what to do. They don't really know what to do. And at the end of the day, after a while, this certain individual, you know, passed on.
Wow.
Why? No situational awareness, understanding about what to really do, how to do it, how to perform CPR, or how to even put the person in a recovery position in this uncompromising way. Where? In a public vehicle. Driver, no idea. Passengers, no idea. So who do you put the blame on this time around? So again, it has to go back to the federal government,
Yes.
the state government, the national orientation body, the Minister of Health. We all have a part, you know, we all have a play role in surviving and in making sure that people survive all this kind of situation.
So let's talk about individuals. What are some effective ways to protect yourself or oneself from stalking or harassment? And then how do you produce evidence in case there is a legal action?
Thank you for that question. And let me put it to you guys this way. Number one, I think years ago, maybe some few years ago, maybe a year or 2 years ago, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu came up with the idea of body-worn camera for LASTMA, Civil Defense Corps, and some other officers. But today, just do your survey. You can't see them again. Do you even have people, security patrol officers, you know, walking the beats? Do we even have beats at all? Let alone who is watching over us? We do not have all this. So it's back again to what you mentioned, stalking. When someone is stalking you, the question is, that means the whole area is actually porous. When someone is stalking you, that simply means either you've done something wrong, or fear of The unknown is really happening. Perhaps the person might probably not stalking you. Perhaps the person is actually mentally not okay or not physically okay. And to us, someone is stalking. I'm not saying somebody can't stalk one another.
Exactly, because it's a possibility.
There are possibilities, but we need to have a good evidence to say, you know what, I have actually walked from here to there, and I could see your movement. I have from here to here, I could see your movement. I tried to have an emergency stop, and I could see you behind me doing the same thing. I was going on 30 kilometers speed, and I could see you doing the same thing as well. Everywhere I go, I see you in the morning, afternoon, and all the rest.
That's evidence.
That's the evidence you want to build. But you need to have something to build this evidence. Surrounding area of yours, do you have CCTV that you can actually capture around and provide or produce all this evidence? And when analyzing all this, are the police ready to do their rigorous job that, you know what, yes, we can see evidence that things are actually done, and these are the things done. So why are you stalking this certain individual will not be the question.
Yeah, before Olumide comes in, though, how about online stalking? How do you nip that in the bud?
The online stalking is still the same thing because people can use different usernames and come up under different names, you know, to stalk you around, to bully you, and do the rest. There are criminologists that can actually do all this for you and trace all that. Even the police officers, there are departments whereby they can forensically get to the bottom of this and find out the culprit as well. The same thing happens to when your phone is actually stolen or something like that. We have cases whereby people are, you know, they steal phones and the next thing they travel miles away, forgetting the fact that they can actually trace the phone.
Yes.
And they will trace it to the last end, even to the address, to the person you last call, to the number of calls you've made and how you are pushing calls around. They can actually get all these stuff out. So the devices, the technology are there. Nigeria is ripe to that stage. The only thing now is this, just like you mentioned, supporting them, giving them the backup. Let them understand that yes, what you're doing, we need to say thank you to you or for you or to your organization or recognize you with some sort of awards. There are so many ways you can actually say thank you to someone. Everything is not about the money. But there are ways you can recognize, and you know, they were like, yes, I feel so honored, I will do more. But are we doing all that?
Just before we go, I've been wanting to ask you this question, which made you laugh at first? Pepper spray and tasers. Do you advise one to have that, especially for ladies? You know,
okay, this is how I'm going to say it. I will advise both, and I will not, again, advise both. Yes. I will support, and again, I will say no. Because the moment you support or the moment the government says, yes, everybody have it, trust me, either you're a victim or not, somebody's really after you. And the next thing, they just want to show you what they call pepe. They're like, is it not you? So to me, it's a good thing to use when you're in a vulnerable situation. But if not, don't use it. However, I'm a case study myself, traffic case study, of course. I was actually, like, you know, attacked, and the next thing I saw this guy, you know, with this local pistol straight to me. Yeah, I'll mention the place, CMS Bridge.
Broad daylight.
Broad daylight. This actually happened, I think, some years ago, and this will always happen during the traffic rush hour period.
Rush hour.
How did you get out of that situation?
How did I get out? Because I've been self-training, self-defense.
What did you do?
Karate, kung fu.
Yeah. So
no, well, basically, you know, this is me in the car sitting, and my friend was actually the one driving.
Wow.
And all I did was, the moment I saw it, I didn't panic. He told me, put down your stuff. I mean, to, you know, wind down my side glass, and I refused to. And the next thing, he brought out this car plug, covered it with a handkerchief or something like that. And once you smash unfortified glass, it will definitely break. Instantly it will break, because the moment there's a crack in the sun, everything is hot, it will definitely break. And the quick thing I was able to do was just to pull my seat completely flat down. So the bullet went straight. Oh. Yes, and hit the speedometer and everything, because I knew very well that this is a local pistol with just only one bullet inside it. So the next thing, I came out, ran after him. People were watching. It was like a movie anyway. And the next thing, the guy jumped from my side of the road to the next side. There was this Okada guy waiting. Oh yeah. So my advice is this. They actually walk around to look for easy prey.
Easy prey.
And what made me a target that day, I was actually on the phone. So will I tell people not to use their phone in their car again? The answer to that is no. But what are the security measures that we need to put in place? Allow last man, security officers, when there are traffics like this, allow them to patrol around traffic areas. When you see people begging along this area, tell them to move away. There might be people potentially looking for how to endanger our lives or, attack or harm someone. If we're even still thinking about that, what about acid? What about, you just pour the acid? A lot of things can actually happen. So it takes me back again to, do we have all these medical things around our roadsides that can actually help and support us? Even if you can't put it on the roadside, our security officers, our traffic wardens, do they have the grab bag, the medical first aid kits with them in case situation like this always, will happen or not?
I wish we had more time, but we've exhausted our time. It's an eye-opener. It's interesting. So many things that actually I've learned, and I know our viewers have also learned. But thank you very much, Oluwafemi Arato-Kunwale.
Thank you so much for having me.
And definitely we would still we'll take you up on this particular topic next time to have a full, a broader mindset of what is really happening. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank
you, Nigerians, for having us.
All right, so let's quickly go on a short break. We still have a whole lot more coming on the Breakfast Cafe. We'll be right back.
Do you know bad production can kill a great content idea?
Do you want to have a photo shoot, audio production, or do you need a professional voiceover artist?
Do you simply want unmatched cinematography, video production, or just event coverage, such as weddings, birthdays, or burials?
Or do you need a space for meetings or conferences? All these are possible with High Impact Studios. Don't bring down your creativity, let's help you take it high.
And out of this world with our state-of-the-art equipment and first-class studio space.
We give you the quality you deserve at the best rate.
For more details, call 0706 393 5694 or 0915 958 1881. High Impact Studios, the future.
Something big is in town. Something powerful and majestic. A mammoth creation destined to become a legend by all who encounter it. High Impact Planet, Nigeria's biggest family theme park with facilities designed for friends, families, or large groups under a relaxing atmosphere. Be welcomed by wowing displays of animatronics, thrill out with realistic arcade games, or enjoy a number of thrilling heart-racing park rides. Experience the 5D and 12D cinemas and challenge your mates with bumper cars and go-kart races. Don't forget to slide into the ice rink or simply take time out to enjoy a pizza at our delightful restaurant and dessert spot or at the exquisite club lounge. High Impact Planet, 12 Lagos Ibadan Expressway, Ibafo, opposite MFM Prayer City. Visit high-impactplanet.com for details and inquiries. Fun, just...
Just come out. Let's go. Come out. If you want to sleep there, you sleep there. Come and go. This is Nigeria.
Voila. Just take it easy. Just take it easy. No, don't. No talk. You do not. As no talk.
Hi everyone. So surprising, so shocking. I am coming across a lot of comments, people insulting me, even my fellow gender who don't understand are also insulting me. I'm not supposed to do what I did. Yeah, I know that is where so many people got me. Why will I tear his passport? It's against Nigerian law. It's against Nigerian rules. I know that. I know. What do I say? To Nigerian immigration, I'm very sorry. But to be sincere, I did it for my husband not to go back. Because I have seen so many things. I've gone through pains. Pains that cost me heart pain today. Pains that gives me headache at the middle of my head. You don't know what I'm passing through. All my genders talking. I pray you will not experience what I've just passed through. After everything, go to my page. Fine. My husband bought me an iPhone just to make me calm and everything. These things has been going on for so many years ago. Things have been going on. Yes. He knew.
I mean, is this Nollywood or what? Yeah, but it's not. Olumide is laughing. But see, it actually happened, and like she said, she's sorry to the Nigerian immigration, which actually invited her for questioning. But what you just saw was the woman trying to explain what had happened at the airport when she tore her husband's passport. She said she was trying to stop him from traveling outside Nigeria, and then she kept saying that she's been going through a lot mentally and all of that. I heard Olumide saying, tell us exactly what you're going through. But the thing is, what remains is that it's a crime to tear up the Nigerian passport. She apologized. I don't know if that settles it though. But I want to hear Olumide's take on this, right? Olumide, how does this hit you?
Well, talk about village people and saying she doesn't want her husband to go back to Europe. You know, it reminds me of village people and how people keep it a secret whenever they want to travel. Now, this time around, someone is actually literally tearing your passport, which is a crime. I'd watched the interview. You know, the funniest thing is the wife dropped her own video. The husband dropped their own video. And I'm like, are they in the same house? Maybe the wife is in the living room, the husband is in the room.
Some other room.
And they are both dropping videos explaining what happened. Now, according to the husband said he had the feeling or the intuition that his wife was going to perform some Nollywood drama at the airport. So he gave his friend his phone to record as soon as they landed in Nigeria.
Oh!
Yes, that she's been throwing some tantrums while in the plane when they were coming from Europe, in the plane and all that. So he had that intuition that she might probably want to display something when he arrived in Nigeria and all that. So he gave his friend the phone to record everything, which he posted. The video is quite lengthy. I mean, it's quite lengthy. The woman shouted. A lot of people tried to, console and ask her what's the problem, and she was like, it's my husband. Yeah, but I watched the video. What really happened, she did not explain. The only thing she said was that she's been quiet, she's been stomaching so many things, but what is it? In as much as I do not believe you bringing all your dirty laundries to social media, I believe you don't even need it.
And he just stood there quietly.
He just stood there.
He didn't say anything.
I think they have about 4 kids. They had a baby in a stroller, and all that. They had about 2 other children, which she pulled away from the man, and they were going. And you know, it's quite funny. But there's another twist to the story now. People are saying that this is some sort of social media content. Netizens, trust them, they do their homework. They went back to dig up some old content that these couples posted. I think the woman complained about the husband not washing and all that. It was an old content. They pulled it out. And so now the narrative now is it's a social media content. But let's, I mean, I'm
talking about social media and netizens.
Yes.
We have some comments. Let's quickly take a look at them now. Let's hear what people are saying. Do you think this was real, or was it just a stunt, like Olumide is saying now? But whatever it is, real or not, those children might be messed up for life. They have to be very careful.
Let's see. Justice Dari says, LOL, Z, passing through what? It's simple. You can walk out of the marriage and remain single. If it's for content, I don't know, but rules are rules. You don't know what I'm passing through. At least you still eat and he spoils you. Me never chop. You go explain tire, no evidence. Well, that's basically it. So the controversy now is whether it's a content or not, and whether she might be prosecuted. So it's a triangle that it is right now.
And we do hope the producer will do well to keep us posted, so that we can keep you posted as well. So quickly take a short break for us to take a look at today's weather forecast. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's still the Breakfast Cafe, and I must say a well-packaged meal has been served to you, and I do hope that you enjoy this whole package. It takes a village, like I say, to get this show running. So a big shout out to all our producers, directors, the technical crew, everyone that took part in making this a whole. And of course, the bigger thanks to you tuning in and watching this program. Let's do this again tomorrow, same time. All right, I am Olumide Shokoya. Enjoy your day.
Well, I am Vivian Oguchi, and it's been fun all the way for me. So until I see you again, take care of you. Bye for now.
Face of Ezekiel, the journey has been good, bad. It's been here and there, truthfully. The first year was like, you know, something you just started for the first time. It looked like, how's it gonna go? How's it gonna go? Along the line, it turned out okay. Second year, we put more effort. But the thing is, every year it gets better.
Actually, this is the 6th edition of Face of Ezekiel. Since 6 years ago, we've been working on this particular pageantry, and you know, it's not really easy in this kind of economy where you come out, try to make sure that you help people that are there, especially the girl child, you know, trying to make sure that they are out of poverty and out of depending on people always to give to them.
Face of Ezekiel is important for the girl child because it leverages you on some new skills. We have different companies, different sponsors coming to teach you